Hello YouTube, it's your boy Nathan coming to you to do another recap video. Today we are talking 90 Day Fiancé Happily Ever After, Season 8, Episode 16, The Emperor's New Home. So we're just going to get on to it. It was actually a pretty decent episode. It was a little bit more chill, not too much arguing in this episode. We'll start with Lauren and Alexi in this episode. So Lauren and Alexi. We see Lauren with her friend, and she went out to the store. I guess her and Alex are gonna have like a date night. They said they've been arguing, they've been stressed in this recovery mode that Lauren's having after her surgery. So she goes out with her friend and looks for like a dress, and they pick out a couple dresses, and she's like basically revealing herself for the first time since the surgery, after without all the bandages and all that on her and stuff. So she goes to a couple dresses and picks one, and she goes home, and then her and Alexi, they get a babysitter to watch the kids. They go out to this nice restaurant and just have like a nice little date night. Then they just start talking about like the surgery and everything, and then what could be and all that. And I think like Lauren feels that Alexi is resenting her because of the surgery. Because this is like, I've always been a fan of Alexi. But this is something that he did not like prepare for and planned on. But my thing is with Alexi, was showing this season, they've been together for like 10 years. Because remember, Lauren and Alexi are OG 90 Dayers. So they and with 3 kids, I would assume and thought that Alexi had a little bit more like knowledge of the housewife or house husband mentality a little bit, like doing laundry and stuff, or when somebody's sick, like basically stepping up. Like, he's a good man, but like I don't know, what's going on with them in their personal lives, but it just seems like Lauren did like everything, and I mean all he did was work, but now like the shoes are on the other foot. So we've seen in the previews for next week that she wants him to be her cheerleader, and he was like, no man would ever think about doing that. And what we're thinking is that he doesn't mean like we don't mean put on a skirt and say, give me a G, give me a B, give me a Y, and all that. We don't mean doing that. It just means like she needs a support system. And he's given off an attitude that he doesn't really want to support her. He does, but he doesn't, in my opinion. And that's a shame, because I like Alexi, but I don't know. So it is what it is. But as a couple, they're okay. They ain't getting divorced and everything. So they got 3 kids. Like, they're in love. So we'll just leave it at that. Next couple I want to talk is Gina and Jasmine. So this episode, Jasmine does her like first little pageant thing, like like in like a swimsuit type thing, and she does like her little walk and stuff. And then after that, her and Gina go back to the hotel room to discuss things. And Gina was like, your walk or whatever could be a little bit better and stuff and everything. Now, and Jasmine's just like, what the heck? Excuse me. So, so she was like, look, Gina, I appreciate you being here and supporting me and trying to help, but it's getting to the point where you're being more critical than supportive at this point. You keep telling me everything that I'm doing wrong and stuff and everything. So from this moment on, you're banned from the rest of the rehearsals. And Gina was like, banned for the rest of the rehearsals? What do you mean? And she's like, I'm not dealing with this. And Gina's like, well, I should just pack up my stuff and go then, if I don't need to be here and stuff and everything. And I agree. I mean, I agree with Jasmine on this one, because like he's been, like, I know he didn't really want to do this. excuse me, he didn't really want Jasmine to be in this, like, or pay for it, or I should say pay for this and stuff. And he's being her manager and stuff. But he's also her husband. And as a husband, you need to be supportive with your wife. And you need to like really like egg her on and cheer her on and be supportive, then critical. She knows what she has to do to improve and stuff. She don't need to hear that from her husband all the time in this situation and everything. And what is Gina, an expert on pageant walking? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Is he like some kind of expert in this? Like, I just don't get it, in my opinion. So, I mean, it is what it is. Like, that's like the only scene that they had, really. So, not much out of there. Next couple I want to talk is Ashley and Manuel. So we left off last week with Ashley finding out that Manuel was talking to his ex-wife and sending his ex-wife money. She knew about it, but like I guess they've been talking more than what she had let on that he had let on. And we left off with Manuel laughing at everything. So in this episode, they're still screaming at each other. And they are, Manuel tells them, yes, I'm sorry I lied about the extent of me talking to my ex, but you do know, and I have not had any extra money, especially when we're in New York. And Ashley was like, well, why did Jonathan lie about it and stuff? And he was like, I don't know. And Ashley told her sister, like, somebody's lying here. And we just didn't get nowhere. And like, Manuel just like, you need to trust me more and all that. I'm tired of your crap and everything. And then he just walks, and then she's just screaming, bye, Manuel. Bye, ciao, ciao. Just like, ugh, it's always something. Always something with them. Like they just cannot be happy. They just cannot be happy. Not me. And speaking of not being happy, let's talk Rob and Sophie. Now, we all been Team Sophie for a while, except for we're not Team Sophie's mom, but we all been Team Sophie for the most part in these last 2 seasons dealing with them. But now it's just becoming a bit ridiculous. Rob decides to go to his hometown in Kansas City, Missouri. It's his birthday, and he is without his wife. He said that, Sophie was supposed to only stay at K's house for a couple of days to figure it out, but she's still there. And you know what? It's my birthday. I don't feel like sitting down waiting around. So I'm just like, I'm going to go somewhere. So he flies back to Kansas City, and he's going to go and have celebrate his birthday. He first goes and meets up with his mom. He hasn't seen his mom in a year. And he said his mom is the complete opposite of Claire. She's really loving, she's accepting, gives people the benefit of the doubt and stuff. And I could see that. They had a nice conversation at lunch. And, she's expressed her concerns about what's going on. She's worried about him being hurt and everything. And it's just really a game. They're playing games now. Sophie is playing games now because you're staying more at your best friend's house. You're not really working on your marriage. Keep in mind they are married. They're not boyfriend and girlfriend. They are married. You're supposed to be at home trying to work it out with your husband, and not picking fights with each other and everything. So Rob decides to go to a club with his friends. Sophie doesn't know about it and everything. And Sophie was just her and Kay are going to go out. Kay was just drinks on me tonight. You're not going to think about Rob and what he's doing. And it's sad that, Rob went to the bar. He's just he's wishing his wife was there. And they went to a strip club, clearly. So they go to the strip club, and he meets up with some of his friends, and they partying and stuff, and they're getting lap dances and stuff and everything. And one of the dancers or whatever starts hitting on Rob, and she asks him, "Are you single?" And he didn't say yes or no. He's like, "I'm in a really complex situation." Bro. Come on, just be honest. Just flat out say you're married, but and then this girl was This girl, I don't know if it was the drinks or whatever, but this girl, this dancer or whatever she was, worker at that club, she was all over Rob. And she even said that I am obsessed with this guy. He is really cute. I want him to come back home with me and we could just have a good time together and stuff. I'm just like who the heck are you and stuff like I question those, like, people like that. Like, that's a red flag. Like, I understand people like to do, like, the one night stand thing or whatever, but, but that was a little bit much. She said she was obsessed with him. He was great looking. I mean, you could say he's great looking, but obsessed with him already and want to take him home already? Okay. Like, girl, I'm just like, girl, if only you knew. If only you knew. And everything. And Rob was talking about, oh, I can't do nothing to mess up my marriage, but then he ain't gonna tell that girl that he married and stuff. So I'm just like, wow, wow. This couple is something else. So anyway, that was Rob and Sophie. Next couple I want to talk is Patrick and Thais. So same thing, Patrick and Thais. They're in Brazil. Families have been bickering and fighting, and friends have been bickering and fighting. So Patrick and Thais is like, we need a date night, just the two of us. Thais' mom is watching the baby, so they go to the steakhouse where they have their first date. And they talk about how their first date went, how they had to both use their phones, they couldn't understand each other. And it's been revealed that Patrick spent 3 months straight, like for 8 hours a day, to learn Portuguese and stuff. Because he's pretty good at Portuguese now. And he said that, like, after he met Thais, he just started doing that, which is pretty cool. So then they're talking, him and Thais are talking. And then, they're talking about, like, the situation that they're dealing with at home and stuff and everything. And, well, with their dads and stuff. And Thais keeps saying, your dad is asking for much. My dad's not asking us for anything. But Patrick was like, your dad has done nothing but cause problems. And my dad wasn't there. And then all of a sudden, Patrick just starts crying. This is the first time I've ever seen Patrick cry. He just starts crying and everything. And, Thais was there to comfort him and stuff. And him and Thais decided that, what, we're gonna go somewhere. We're gonna go on a vacation on our vacation to, and we're gonna bring Thais' dad, and I'll try to get the blessing and stuff. And Thais thought that was cool, but Patrick he had a but in there. But at the same time, I'm gonna be bringing John. And you and John are going to have to talk and try to love each other like friends and sister and brother-in-law or whatever. Sister and brother-in-law, or brother and sister-in-law, whatever. And she rolled her eyes a little bit, but she's like, deal and stuff. So we'll see how that plays out next week and everything. So here's the thing. People on social media keep saying, oh, Patrick and Thais will be really boring without John and stuff. I like boring. I don't like all this fighting. I want to see love. I want to see, like, working it out. I want to see families and stuff. I want to see the love. I like boring. All right? I like boring. And speaking of liking boring and liking families and friends and stuff, let's talk Emily and Kobe. That Cameroon wedding was phenomenal. I'm telling you, like, I swear, other countries do it big when they have weddings. But Cameroon, they get the prize for that. Like, I thought, like, Kimberly and TJ's wedding was epic, but this one was better. And we left off with Kobe's friend Valerie giving the speech at the wedding. And, at first I thought it was going to be another Charlie and Andre moment, but it wasn't. Valerie said, Love is love. Doesn't matter if you're black or white. And we love Emily. She does take care of Kobe. Still got our concerns a little bit, but they love each other. And so they all clapped and they cheered and said their thank yous and stuff. Then later we seen Patrick and not Patrick, Emily and Kobe get ready to go back. They go back to Kobe's parents' house. They're getting ready to leave to go back to America, and before they wanted to say their goodbyes and stuff. And Emily actually brings Kobe's father a American culture outfit give. It was just like some khaki shorts and this T-shirt and stuff and everything. And he goes and puts it on. He's like, America's favorite, America's grandpa comes out, and Kobe's dad. He actually looked pretty good at it. He looked pretty good. He embraced what he was wearing and stuff. He thought he looked pretty cool, and he loved it. And it was just a nice bonding family moment. Like the family, in this case, the families get along. The couple's doing well and everything. The kids love each other. It's all love, and that's what I like to see. Emily and Kobe, they are the top notch this season. They are the happily ever after couple that wins this season. Last season for happily ever after was Bilal and Shida. This year is going to be Emily and Kobe, because yeah, that was a great moment. That was a great moment for them, and I'm happy for them. And that it was just a beautiful moment, beautiful ceremony, like great culture. I'm going to do a lot more studying on the Cameroon culture, because me being African American, my roots stem more from Nigeria and stuff and everything, but it's still African and stuff. So like, I want to learn more about my culture than I did, because that just inspired me. That really did. So that was phenomenal. And the last couple we're gonna talk about is Angela and Michael. So Angela and Michael. So we start off with them like waking up from when Angela let Michael sleep in the bed and stuff, and she was like, I'm not gonna pull the visas. I love you. We'll just wait it out, but I'm watching you. I'm basically watching you. So we left off at that, and then the next scene that we seen from them, we first see Angela back in America. We didn't see nothing else in Ivory Coast and in Nigeria and stuff. And we see Angela. She's like, I'm back in America. I haven't forgotten about what happened, but this is going to be a telling point. And so we're starting all over. Next thing we see is Michael behind her. Michael got finally got his visa. Congratulations, Michael. Now, we all know what's going on now, but let's just forget that for a moment. Let's just enjoy the moment now. Michael got his visa. I don't know why they didn't show it. They quit filming after that scene, them waking up in bed, and they just like filmed them being at the airport. But Michael got his visa approved. He has this nice American, Angela got him this nice American jacket on and everything, and he's just excited. He's in Georgia. He was just like, it's a little cold here. Whew. But, he loves it. Angela said that, this is not going to solve all of our problems, but it could be a big help now that he's here 24/7. So they get in the car to ride back to the house. And she was like, you're gonna be in the house with kids and everything. You're gonna see where I cuss you out at, where I cuss you out at, and everything, and blah 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 and everything. And he just started laughing. Here's the interesting part about it: Angela did not tell her daughter Skyla or the kids that he got his visa. She's gonna bring him home as a surprise. And we're just like, wow, interesting. That's going to be pretty epic. So they drive home, and she was like, give me 5 minutes. I'm going to go see Skyla and the grandkids. And then I'm going to tell them who's here for dinner. And judging by the previews, it looks like Skyless is just like, Mom, it's not meant to be if he don't have his visa and everything, and him not going to be in here no more. And she was like, oh, wait till you see who's coming to dinner. So I can't wait to see how that plays out next week. Wow. And anyway, yeah, that was it. That was it for this episode. Like I said, it was a lot more. It was less drama, more love in this episode, except for Robin, Sophie, and Ashley Manuel. Who cares about them? But it was more calmer this episode than it has been for the last few weeks. And we're getting down to close to the end of the season. So we just gonna. I'm looking forward to this tell-all, and yeah, it's gonna be a really epic tell-all. I heard that the tell-all format is gonna be is different again for this one, kind of like how they did at the last Happily Ever After tell-all, how they did a four-part tell-all, and then showed them like at the hotel and stuff. I think it's gonna be something like that, but more twists with it and stuff. So we'll see in a couple weeks when the tell-all comes out. So anyway, guys, that is the end of my review. Please like and subscribe to my channel. I'll be back on tomorrow to recap tonight's episode of the season 6 premiere, 90 Day Fiancé, The Other Way. So yeah, The Other Way begins today. So be sure to watch that and watch the recap. We got new couples. I'm ready to start fresh again. So I'm excited. So until then, y'all stay safe and have a good one. Bye, y'all.